Over the course of his 10 feature films, French filmmaker Bertrand Bonello has been crafting increasingly remarkable work, with films like 2011's House of Tolerance and 2016's Nocturama. But with his latest, The Beast, he has fashioned what might just be his most accomplished work to date. Using Henry James's seminal novella The Beast in the Jungle as a loose jumping off point, Bonello transposes James's writing onto a dizzying canvas. It's a radical adaptation that molds the rich prose and central concerns of the source material into a dazzling time-shifting odyssey of an elusive and impossible love. Spanning 3 distinct time periods over 2 centuries, with moments set in 1910, 2014, and 2044, we piece together this mystifying tale of humankind's rapid intellectual and technological evolution, or in many cases, devolution. Yet the only thing tying every moment together is life's innate desire and constant search for that thing called love that no technological advancement could ever satisfy, no matter how hard it tries. Bonello's film shapes a bleak and sterilized future, where every step has been taken to numb and expunge humanity's longing for connection, yet it still prevails. A world where emotions are no more, and past lives can be easily accessed in a purification process that treats emotion as a trauma of sorts that needs to be purged from one's DNA. Against this abstract science fiction backdrop, 2 wandering souls who find themselves intersecting throughout time emerge. First in 1910 Paris, where our 2 leads, Gabrielle, a pianist, and Louis, a handsome member of Parisian high society, have a chance encounter at a ball, and where Gabrielle first confides in him her premonition of an amorphous but catastrophic beast that would annihilate anyone she loves. Nearly a century later, we find these same characters in 2014 Los Angeles, where Gabrielle is now an aspiring model and Louis, now pronounced Louis, is an incel who vlogs about his many frustrations with women and his steady inclinations toward violence. He spends his days watching Gabrielle from outside her home and stalking her in pulsating nightclubs. The final period is in an AI-ridden 2044, where Gabrielle is out of work, now relegated to menial tasks and aimless wandering, encountering Louis once again, but this time at the DNA purification sessions they both fear will cleanse them of their ability to ever have profound emotions ever again. With this playful triptych structure, Bonello is able to give each section its own distinctive but familiar cinematic touch, cross-cutting between the different time periods so elegantly. His 1910 segment has that classical period piece flavor with sumptuous bourgeoisie ornamentations, as well as a distinctly Bonello spin on the literary grandeur found in many classic period romances, like Scorsese's The Age of Innocence. The Los Angeles sequence bleeds Lynch influence, and most notably bringing to mind his works like Inland Empire and Twin Peaks: The Return, through its digital flourishes and a skewing of reality. The dystopian 2044 moments are disquieting and clinical, as emotionless and stripped of life a world ruled by AI would be. What emerges from this combination of genres and cinematic signifiers is a work that then finds hypnotic power in small details and motifs, tying together each segment with recurring use of seemingly mundane things, a doll, a knife, pigeons, nightclubs, that end up holding this puzzle together as one complete piece, echoing across different time periods, formal styles, and tones. Even with these wandering and time-skipping passages, The Beast still manages to maintain such a fluid momentum, largely because Bonello is reteaming with some of his finest collaborators, namely cinematographer José Dea, who also lends his ravishing House of Tolerance, as well as editor Anita Roth, whose work on his 2019 film Zombie Child is just as unconventional in its melding of diverse, uncanny frames. There are so many striking images here, including inky baths with a needle-like probe hanging above it, bodies swinging and colliding on the dance floor, flooded streets and buildings, or my personal favorite, Léa Seydoux hunched over a laptop as clips from Harmony Korine's Trash Humpers pop up onto her screen. It's these odd visual diversions that make Bonello such a fascinating filmmaker to me. His dance sequences in particular, which have always been a specialty of his, are littered with style and pitch-perfect needle drops, shot with such a careful attention to movement that nicely contrasts with the booming music and strobe lighting. These sequences also play an important thematic role in the 2044 segment, as they're moments that give Gabrielle insight into a liberated life before the world was entirely dictated by technology. The film is punctuated by, at least for my money, a career-best and career-defining turn from the always magnificent Léa Seydoux, a 3-role performance that has her playing a range of personas and emotions, from a beautiful, acclaimed pianist hindered by tradition, to an LA model caught in the whirlwind of green screens and plastic surgery, to a disaffected woman getting her past lives purged. Seydoux, as she's shown many times before in her already illustrious career, has an adept ability at playing slippery figures that display such extreme emotional range, and this is her finest work yet. Bonello derives so much weight from the shifting landscape of her face, whether it's in her blank, emotionless stares, sharp screams, or abrupt tears. If you somehow already didn't think that she's one of our most exciting living performers, her work as Gabrielle should change your mind. Her counterpart, George Mackay, has much less to do here, but really shines in the LA sequence, perfectly nailing this Elliot Rodger-inspired incel character, a performance suffused with pitch-black humor and a real mounting sense of dread as he vacantly monologues into a fuzzy iPhone camera. These are two of the very best and most singular performances you're going to find all year. The Beast is a 146-minute feast, a cacophony of ideas and images that overwhelm you at every turn. Visions packed with terror, pleasure, and confusion that are impossible to shake, built on a vision of a future that could soon enough be ours. A world with no space left for intimacy, hindered by a constant fear for the indefinable realities of love. It's a fiercely ambitious and provocative film, with each oddly discordant choice it makes continuously building on each other until you reach its shattering conclusion, one that culminates with a dance of longing and fear set to the sentimental lyrics of Roy Orbison. The Beast is well and truly Bonello's magnum opus, his latest confounding, aching masterpiece that is entirely and gloriously his own.